I just want to get to know all the different parts of you and what makes Cory Cory.
Whether you got 10 viewers, Megan, or whether you got 10 million, is beautiful. Like, this is beautiful. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Just linking in, getting to know people, and just hanging out.
I have a sense of who you are, but let's just start there. Like, give us an introduction to yourself.
My name's Cory, and I'm from Florida, born and raised. A lot of people in Australia, they always come up and they go, "Where you from?" And I always want to say, like, nowhere. You know what I mean? Because I hate to be like pigeonholed into a particular place, but like, I am from there. You know what I mean? I am from Florida. That's where I was raised and born, in a little small town on the Gulf of Mexico called Tarpon Springs. And it's so beautiful, it's so tropical there. Like, it's gorgeous. Most all my family lives in Florida. My mom, my dad, my brother, everybody lives over there, and I try to go back to see them from time to time. I played football, American football, for all y'all out there, not soccer, like y'all love over there. I went to high school and I got a scholarship to play football. I was very lucky to get a scholarship coming from like a lowest socioeconomic sort of background. Although my town is beautiful, it also, it had poor and it had rich too. And so being able to make it out of that situation, to be able to, I don't know, put the family name on the map, you know what I'm saying? And have pride in my city was really, really, really important for me.
I'd love to get a sense of like where you're at in life right now.
Yeah, so I'm settled, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sort of a wild child, man. I'm a wild, 80s child, and, came out of like the crack epidemic in my neighborhood. And, I had parents and cousins and people who used drugs. And so all of that and a lot of crime and shit, excuse me, I'm cursing, but like came out of that. And then, to go into college and to see a whole nother world. I came from a really, really small town that was like a suction cup. If you didn't get out, you didn't get out. And then to sort of progress through and move to Australia back in 2007. I met a girl who is my wife, you know what I'm saying? And we've been married for 13 years. And we got 3 kids. It's been a really wild ride. And I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful for like everything that I have, a crib, which is a house, a car, my kids are healthy. I got a great job at a private psychiatric hospital here. And I'm the team leader. I'm one of the lead therapists for the drug and alcohol program there. To be from Florida and from Tarpon Springs to now be living in Melbourne, Australia, is really, it even twists me up sometimes. I'm like, is this really my life? Like, for real? Did I really do all of that? You know what I mean? It's like, it's wild, but I'm living it, and I'm present. I'm present to the experience of being here on earth at this time. I'm present to my elders, people who are older than me. I call them, I talk to them, I tell them I love them before they pass away, because we never know, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always connecting up with people at home. I call them on the phone constantly. How are you? How you doing? You okay? I love you. I miss you. I'm letting you know that I'm present in my life. That's really, really quite important for me,
Why?
Just because life is fleeting, you know what I'm saying? I've seen so much death in my life, and I just want to let people know that I'm present. I remember when I was young, my dad used to, if we had the beach, he's like the first one out the car, like running full speed and jumping in the water. It's my dad, And as a kid, I remember I was acutely aware of that energy, because I used to get all giddy. Is that I used to say, man, when I get that age, I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to, the older I get, the more childlike I want to get. I want to always be connected to fun and to laughter, and to not let this world get a grasp of me, and to get the deep, dark energy that you can really, really get pretty easily in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really want to live outside of those bounds and not be tied down by humanity and society. I want to be different. I want to live with gusto and with energy and with love. That's really, really important to me,
And what impact does living with all of that stuff have on your life?
Oh man, it just keeps me creative. It keeps people magnetized to me. I've had 3 phone calls before today, just people like showing love, just lovely energy. And so I believe, like, if I give that, and if I put that out, and if I let that be known, it reciprocates like tenfold for me. I paint, I draw, I do poetry, I'm into music, I DJ, I work for Reach, I work at my job. I got so much capacity because I come from the darkness. You know what I'm saying? I come from nothing. So if I'm alive, dude, if I'm present in my life, I got to give it back. I got to pay it forward. And this comes from my aunties and my uncles and my ancestors. This comes from them, and equally, this is for them.
I'd love to get an idea of like why you stepped into the work that you do.
Yeah, I didn't really choose it. It chose me, which is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people say that. Like my job totally chose me. My mom actually, my mom was in sort of social work, and she said, "Look, you're looking for a job. This place, which I had heard of." She said, "Go down there and try it out," and I did. And I went down and applied for the job, and they hired me because I had a degree. You know what I'm saying? Not because I had like a whole bunch of skill, but over there in America, like if you got a degree, that's pretty good. You can at least get a shoe in. So once they hired me, I just flew. Yeah, I just flew. I just went in and I did my thing and I loved it. So I did that. And then I switched over to this other job and I was working with male prisoners. And that like cut my teeth. Like when I was working with male prisoners, it was total. If you can't work with a prison population, like you can't work with nobody. Then, and another way, I guess, that the job found me was that, addiction ran in my family. You know what I mean? All of my aunts and uncles, a lot of them, had addiction problems. And I was firsthand to that. I could see the impact of cocaine in our neighborhood. I could see the impact of it in my family. I could see the impact of it on my friends' moms and all that sort of stuff. And being a little 10-year-old sort of with radars that reached far and wide, I was always probably just destined to actually be in this role. There's a beautiful book out there called The Wounded Healer. And it talks about why people in this work get into the work. And it's oftentimes because we're trying to heal our wounds in some way. And I truly believe that for sure. When I create, it just takes me into a whole nother world. And I need it. It's just as important as breathing to me.
Why is creativity so important to you?
I guess it sort of breaks the mundane. It breaks the day-to-day, go to work, get up, go to sleep, clock. To be creative just shatters all of that. If I'm not being creative in some way, shape, or form, I get a little bit ratty. You know what I'm saying? I get a little bit ratty. So if I write or if I paint or if I do spoken word or if I rap or whatever it is, it's just a bit of a release for me, a creative release. And I don't take myself too seriously either, which is why I probably create the things that I create. I'm not confined by the rules. If I want to paint, I paint whatever I want. If I want to rap, I say whatever I want. So nobody's there controlling me, nor do I control myself. You know what I'm saying? So I just let myself go. And I need that. I've always been a bit of a thinker and a bit of a, what do you call it, a dreamer. When I was a kid, I used to lay on the back of my mom's car and look up at the stars and just like dream about all sorts of stuff, you know what I mean? And my imagination was wild. Like I could literally scare myself. If I thought it was a ghost in another room, it was a damn ghost in another room. Like my imagination was so powerful that I could like come up with this stuff, and so some of that childhood imagination for sure is still very much in me, and it's probably more powerful than ever. So I just let it run its course.
What are some of the things that you're proudest of yourself for?
Yeah, being a dad, you know what I'm saying, and being like a faithful husband, you know what I'm saying, and just being present to my relationship and being able to not run from my emotions. When I was in college, a girl would be like, your shoes are dirty. I'm like, I'm leaving you. You know what I'm saying? Like total, and now I gotta like sit and talk about emotions and feelings and moods and what happened. And it's hard, you know what I'm saying? I'm a therapist, but it's tough to like be a human sometimes and have to be a mature human and work through stuff. So I'm proud. Like I'm actually proud that I'm able to not run. And although it might feel bad or I might not like it, I still embrace it. I still go forward because I'm like, if I want to be happy, man, and content, I gotta face this shit. I can't keep running away from my problems or because the past or whatever. I don't let the past define me. Where I am, what I'm doing, noticing the wind, noticing those leaves that just fell. That's really important. So I'm just trying to tap into that. Other things I'm proud of is my job, being in the position that I am in my job to lead therapists and to lead young clinicians and to teach them about themselves, really. I mean, therapy is a journey about yourself, really. A lot of people get into it and they think, oh, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to change that person. But actually, you're really changing yourself. And it sucks to have introspection. You know what I'm saying? Like, it
Yeah.
actually sucks to be so aware of processes. So art is a way that I turn off. You know what I mean? Creativity, I can be Mr. Congo. You know, that's my moniker. You know, like I can turn into Congo, and Congo's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This is, you know, this is one version. Congo's another version. The dad is another version. I guess I'm proud to know that I got many parts. You know, and
Yeah.
and it's not materialistic. Nothing is materialistic for me. What I'm proud of is that I've had enough mentors and enough people in my life to just sort of grab me and say, "How are you? You okay, young man? You're doing well. You're doing beautiful." You know, at my church, I used to have old people come up to me, "You're doing so good in school." That was so rich for me. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. An old lady grabbing my hand and me noticing all the wrinkles on her fingers. That's beautiful. And she telling me, "You keep doing your thing, young man," just looking at me, you know, and I'm like, wow, yeah, you know, like that was total energy for me. So I'm proud that I'm proud of where I'm from. You know what I mean? I'm proud of my hood. They love me in the hood, and I love them too. You know, every time I go home, it's like I've never left. You know, I go home and I see people and I hug them and I tell them, just like I'm telling y'all online, wherever you at in the world, I see you, I value you, I appreciate you, you're here, you're alive, I love you. And that's it, you know, and that gives me energy for like 15 years.
What do you think your why is?
Um, yeah, that's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful one. What's my why? Um, I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I think it's still like revealing itself to me, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't reached any pinnacles. Like, this is small chump change. Everything that I've done in my life is like small chump change from what I'm about to do. And I don't know what's around the next corner. You know what I mean? And I'm always open to the opportunity. You know, I have a goal of like having a talk show here in Australia. Literally like a Oprah shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, when the last time you seen a dude like me on TV out here? Never. Well, I hope to help young artists. I don't know. You know, my why hasn't really landed for me yet, you know, because I think it's just a process that's ongoing. And I think I'll have many whys, you know what I'm saying? Many, and I'll find those and I'll find little gems. But I'm always just open to the process of life and open to the process of being a halfway decent human being with, you know, a lot of fucked upness in him, but also a lot of beauty in him too. And I embrace both of those. I don't run from the dark side. You know, I face it. I look at it. I check in with it. And also I don't run from the light either. You know, I try to be right in the middle, like the old yin and yang. You know, I'm right there. I'm trying to be balanced most of the time. You know.